Hey, how's it going? Dishmael Scott. Welcome back again. Today I want to talk a little bit about a review on the new audiobook that I've checked out. It's called the Millionaire Booklet by Grant Cardone. And it's kind of a short audiobook. I'd say it's about, it's about an hour long. Some audiobooks can get to be about, I've even had audiobooks that are about like 7 hours long. But to cut straight to the chase, basically, like that book, what I found to be most helpful, he talks about, basically he breaks it down on how to get out of the lower or middle class mindset. And he talks about how we've been so conditioned to think about how much are we going to save, how much to save, how putting enough air in your tires so that you're not wasting money on gas. And basically what he's saying is like that's not the answer. Like the answer is not penny pinching and just like doing all of these things like that. It's going to make you richer just because, okay, you put some air in your tires or you saved a little bit here or there. Sure, yeah, that's important, I think. But what he's pointing at is getting into the mindset and actually making it a commitment to become rich. And he talks about how if you go to a family member or something like that, even some of the closest family members, and you tell them, listen, I've made a commitment to become rich or filthy rich. He said they will despise you for it, and they will they will get upset with you about it. So that's basically what he's saying. And then he's saying how by not doing so, by not making that commitment to becoming rich, and making it a goal of yours, is that actually what he said. It was very controversial, but I'd have to kind of agree with him. He said that it is selfish of you, because you should want to achieve more wealth in order so that you can help those that you love, the people that matter to you most in your life. So yeah, it's that book. I thought it was really good because, as I mentioned in my last video, we're not even taught how to make money from kindergarten all the way up to the 12th grade. They don't teach you anything about how to make money. They don't teach you anything about sales. How to have a sales, conduct a sales transaction, for example. So I think that book is very helpful. I think it's very useful for those who are it's good to if you're trying to get into that mindset, and as far as like training though, like what I learned is, like, for me, I think it's important to also look at books and audiobooks and courses that give you the how-to, because it's like, okay, now I'm motivated. Yeah, I've listened to this book. Okay, get into that mindset, which is very important. You have to be in that mindset first in order to progress towards your goals. But then there's the, okay, now how do I do it? Where do I start? How do I do if you're new online, and there are many people out there who still don't know how to use social media. So if you have that motivation and you're like, okay, great, I've listened to all these motivational books, but now I need to know how to do it. And that's kind of like where I'm at. It's like, how do I do it now? How do I run an advertising campaign? How do I do forward marketing? How do I conduct successful email marketing programs? How do I make compelling headlines, compelling subtitles? Like, so these are all kinds of things now, is that balancing out, or not even that, but yeah, basically arriving at the same time with your motivation on the same level as your skill sets, and being able to mesh them together and actually carrying them out, actually doing it. So once you learn something, you do it right away. You don't sit back and wait and then you're like a year later, you're like, you still don't know how to, you know, let's say customize your WordPress blog, for example. That's kind of like where I'm at. I'm really new with WordPress, and now I'm like, I know I can do this. You know, it really, what WordPress reminds me a lot of is, it reminds me of MySpace when MySpace came out a little bit. Because there's like, you know, you have to copy and paste some of the HTML and stuff like that. That to me kind of brought me back a little bit to the old MySpace days. I wish it was a little bit more user friendly, but that's okay, because there are some things that and I do see the benefit in WordPress. But nonetheless, I'm still learning, and that audiobook, The Millionaire Handbook, I found it to be pretty helpful. So, you know, there are a lot of things that you get out there, a lot of books that you get out there. You might read them, or you might listen to an audiobook, and maybe you might only get like 1 or 2 things out of it that really are helpful to you and actually stick in your head, and that you're actually able to, you know, apply to yourself in your business. So, if you found this video to be helpful, give me a thumbs up. Basically on my recommendation of the Millionaire Handbook, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and click those links below when you get a chance. Take care and have a good one.